Hey, what is going on everybody? Arteer here and welcome to a new video. So this video is going to be all about my 2013. I'm basically just going to be recapping the year. I mean, the year is almost coming to a close at the moment. So I personally thought it'd be about time for me to kind of like talk about what I've been up to for the past year, because 2013, in all fairness, it's been a great year for me. Maybe not the past few months, maybe not probably since September. But then again, I mean, the start of this year was absolutely great, because for those of you that don't know, throughout 2013 I did not go to school up until the new school year of course started, which was absolutely just amazing. Like, there's only one bad part about not going to school for a year, and that is that once you go back, you hate it even more. I mean, I already hated school. I've always hated school. I don't like going to school. Personally think that's a huge waste of time. I mean, about 90% of the things that you will learn in school are things that you will never ever use again in your later career, let's just say it like that. So that is the main reason why I personally hate school. I mean, I really couldn't care less about me having to learn things that are actually important, about me having to learn things that I can use in the future, but all of those pointless information that they just throw at us, it just seems pointless to me. But apart from that, 2013 was great. Like, throughout the first 7 months, I basically just got up around 7 o'clock. Then I worked for about 5 hours, made some money, then went back home. And then for the rest of the day, I would play video games. I would play Black Ops 2. And I would create YouTube videos for you guys to watch. And that was pretty much my 2013. Ultimately, I would go out on most Saturdays. I'd be drinking with a couple of friends from high school. But that is pretty much just it. That's basically what I did. For those of you that don't know, I am 19 at the moment. I am studying communication systems, which is basically just an introduction year at this point in time. And then next year I'll be studying game development and game design. What a surprise. I'm fully aware of that. But also at the start of this year, that is basically when my channel got out there, when I got recognized for the things that I do. A lot of people always ask me if I can help them out in terms of growing on YouTube, if I can give you a shout out or something like that. And here's a little something. I am not going to give anyone a shout out. I never have, and I'm not going to. I wasn't the one who received a lot of shoutouts as well. I mean, of course, every now and then there's an awesome subscriber out there who has like 500 or 1000 subscribers, and he tells his subs to also check me out, and I do really appreciate that. But I cannot help out every single one of you. I mean, at the moment there are 50,000 of you out there, and I'm pretty sure that at least about like 4,500 of you also produce content for YouTube, and I can't help out every single one, so I'm not going to help out anyone. That's just to keep things fair. Plus, I personally don't really like it. I feel that YouTube is something that you have to work for on your own. That's what I did, so I expect most of you to do the exact same thing. But like I said, yesterday we hit 50,000 subscribers. Couldn't thank you guys enough for all the support that you've shown me whilst I have been on YouTube. I mean, it's literally just crazy. About a year or so ago, I would get around like 300 views per video. And right now I get around like 18,000 views per day, which is absolutely just crazy. So thank you all so much for that. But at the start of 2013, so in January, I had about 2,500 subscribers. And like I said, that is kind of when I started to get recognized. On December 28th of 2012, I know that's not 2013, but still, that is when I uploaded my first Black Ops 2 Best Class setup video. And I'm sure that quite a lot of you will still remember that. I basically just covered the Diamond's MSMC within that video. That was before they literally just patched it to pieces. That was pretty much when the gun was still good. But I got a huge amount of support on that video. And that was the day where I decided that I wanted to get every single diamond gun within Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I basically managed to get every single diamond gun as well, apart from the specials and the launchers. I really can't stand using those weapons. I mean, as soon as I even so much equip the ballistic knife or equip the crossbow, I'm pretty much just dead, because I'm not going to hit anything with those weapons. But I got a lot of support on those videos. So like I said, I basically just tried to get every single diamond gun within Black Ops 2. It really didn't take me a hell of a long time to get most of those weapons in golds, just because I had a lot of spare time. I mean, I worked for 5 hours a day, but I started early, so I got home early, meaning that I also had a lot of time to basically just play the game and prepare videos. And it was just a fantastic year for me. I also started my Black Ops 2 live series during that period of time, which also basically just exploded, and my weapon comparisons, and my live streams. Damn, my live streams, they did absolutely amazing. My 3 most viewed videos at this point in time are actually Black Ops 2 live streams. In fact, like my most viewed like 50 videos or something like that are all Black Ops 2 videos. Call of Duty Ghost isn't really my game. It doesn't seem to be working out too well for me, but that's just how it is at the moment. I mean, YouTube has its ups and downs, just like every little thing in life. That's just pretty much how it is. Like at one point during the summer, I started gaining like 250 subscribers on a daily basis. I literally thought to myself, I made it. I'm going to be one of those guys who has 100,000 plus subscribers. Didn't really work out like that. That only lasted for like 2 weeks. But that was literally just the best time I've ever had. I would basically just upload like live commentaries and Q&As. And for some strange reason, I would get just the hugest amount of support. Like I would upload twice a day, and every single one of those videos would get like 500 likes easily within the first 12 hours. That was basically just when everybody stopped playing Black Ops 2, when everybody was uploading like Call of Duty Ghost informational videos. I never really uploaded those. I mean, I uploaded a few of those whenever I felt like something was interesting enough to post. But I wasn't one of those channels who uploaded informational videos throughout the year. You can in fact expect me to do that this year. I mean, I honestly can't wait for Black Ops 2 just yet. Call of Duty Ghost is good. I mean, I enjoy it every now and then, but it's also so frustrating. It's such a camper-infested game. And to be fair, I more often get bored playing that game than that I really have the feeling that, yes, I'm enjoying this. But then there's YouTube. The main reason why I basically just play that game a whole lot is because of you guys. I want to produce content. I want to make videos. That is what I enjoy. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I'm addicted to YouTube and gaming in general. I mean, I've been addicted to games for as long as I can remember. I started playing video games when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Probably even younger. Not too sure about that. Probably 3 or something like that. And then I played my first-person shooter when I was 7. Some of you might find that crazy, but the first-person shooter that I ever owned was Delta Force. I loved it, got addicted to that game, started playing Call of Duty when the first Call of Duty was launched, started playing Battlefield when Battlefield 1942 was launched, and that's just basically how I got into the whole mixture of first-person shooters and video games just in general. I mean, I buy a lot of video games. Some of you think that I literally just only play Call of Duty. Like every now and then when I get bored, I will put a message on Facebook, Twitter saying, does anyone know any good games that I could play? And then people tell me to play games like GTA 5 or Assassin's Creed 4. And to be fair, I have all of those games. I have Battlefield 4, I have GTA 4. I mean, I have so many out there. I basically just buy every single like big launch title out there. And I also buy all the games that I think are even so much interesting. I mean, that's the good part about having a job at all times. I've been working about like part-time ever since I was 13. Started with my own newspaper routes, which was just absolutely awesome. I would get up at around like 5 o'clock in the morning. I would work for about 1.5 hours, and then at the end of the month I would receive a paycheck of around like 300 euros. I thought that I was the richest person ever alive. I literally just loved that. But then last year when I was working, I also made quite a bit of money. I earned like, well, I'm not too sure if I should even so much say that, because I basically just got that job thanks to my dad. So I also got paid quite a bit. I received about like 14.5 euros an hour, which is quite a bit above like the minimum wage of, what is it, like 350 or something like that. I'm not too sure about it. I mean, I was 18 at the time, so ultimately I did not earn a whole lot. But the good part about it is that I first off didn't have to pay taxes over like the first 6 months that I worked over there. So I received another like 900 euros from that as well, which was also just pretty crazy. But in terms of YouTube, I basically just wanted to talk about YouTube throughout this entire video, and I've been rambling on about absolutely nothing. I'm not too sure how long this video is going to be. I really just don't know. I started talking about like 10 minutes or so ago, made a couple of fails, so I'll have to edit those out. So in the end, still around like 10 minutes, I guess. But YouTube has been absolutely amazing, and that is thanks to you guys, thanks to all the support that you've shown me. Those likes, and although they don't really help me out just in general, they're such a huge motivation. Likes, comments, just somebody every now and then sending me a private message saying that they watch my videos on a daily basis. I actually received one of those messages a couple of weeks ago, which was absolutely awesome, because that guy was like going through a rough patch in his life, and he basically just didn't have a whole lot of friends at that point in time. So he sent me a message telling me to basically just thank me for producing content on a regular basis that he enjoys. And he basically just told me his story. He told me that he wasn't all that happy at that point in time. So I ultimately, you know, sent him a message back. I usually reply to about 99% of the private messages that I get, or like tweets or messages on Facebook. I usually try to reply to as many of them as possible. I don't necessarily reply to every single comment, just because, well, with the whole like Google Plus system, I first off cannot reply to every single comment. I literally just can't reply to anyone who did not link their YouTube account with their Google Plus account. I can't reply to any one of those out there. And sometimes you just get an error, or sometimes you have to fill in some kind of form before you can even so much reply to more people, because you can only reply to like 10. And after that, YouTube will consider that you're just spamming anyway. So you have to fill out all of those things, and I literally just hate that. So I'm very active over on Twitter and Facebook for those of you who are interested in talking to me. But after he sent me that message, I basically sent him a message back telling him that he should send me his gamer tag. We played for a little bit. I mean, I think he enjoyed it. I'm not too sure about that. But I personally thought that was pretty sweet. And I get a message of those every now and then. I mean, it's bad. I, for one, am the type of person who isn't all that happy all the time either. I'm a very pessimistic person. Some would consider that I have a realistic view in the world. I actually looked up some of those facts. Those people who have like a realistic view on how the planet is being run, everything like that, are more likely to get depressed. And I'm in a bit of a downer mood every now and then as well. And that's just how it is. That's just the person that I am. I'm just a bit of a negative person, let's just say it like that. So at the start of Call of Duty Ghosts, I feel like I should talk about this as well. My channel basically just died for a week. I know it sounds a bit weird, but throughout Black Ops 2, I always received a lot of support. I got used to that support, and then when Call of Duty Ghosts dropped, the support that I received whilst Black Ops 2 was still the main Call of Duty, it kind of just went away all of a sudden. Like literally overnight, and then I went from gaining like 120 subscribers on average to gaining like 30 or 40 or sometimes even less than that, which at first was really discouraging. I know it sounds bad to say that, okay, I did not receive a lot of likes, I did not receive a lot of views, so I wasn't happy with how things were going. I know that seems selfish, but when you get used to something, when you get used to receiving 400 likes within the first 12 hours, then something like that definitely hurts your motivation. And at that point in time, I was every now and then just sitting here thinking to myself, so what am I going to produce today? I know that they don't want to view that. I know that they don't want to view that. That didn't work out too well. So throughout the first like 2 to 3 weeks of Call of Duty Ghosts being out, I basically just started a new series or a new type of video on the regular. Probably almost every day, every other day or something like that. And nothing really seemed to work out until I started producing some more live commentaries again. I've been posting a lot of those lately as well. Started a couple of live series, a couple of easy to make live series, because in a couple of weeks time I will have a couple of exams that I really have to study for, because there's one out there. If I don't, well, basically just pass that one this time, then I will probably have to look for a different school or something like that, because then I'll get kicked off. That's really the only one that I didn't pass for the last time as well, but it's just one of those tests that you have to pass for, of course, and I did not know that. So I didn't study a whole lot because, well, like I said, I don't like school, so I don't study a whole lot because I look at that as pointless information that I'm never going to use again. So I didn't really study for that, and then I ended up getting like a 5.2, and you have to get a 5.5 in order to pass. So I'm pretty sure that I'll pass in a couple of weeks time, but I basically just wanted to start a couple of series that were easy to make so that I wouldn't really have to worry about not being able to upload. Because, well, like I said, I'm a little bit addicted to YouTube, so I usually never really take breaks that are longer than 1 day. I usually don't upload more than 1 video a day, but I never really skip more than a day either, or at least I never really have. There was one time where I skipped 2 days. That was during Black Ops 2, or actually 3 days. That was during Black Ops 2. That is when YouTube started switching things up. That's when they switched up the backgrounds. I mean, at the moment, every single one of you out there has the same type of backgrounds. We all have a little small banner. But a year or so ago, I was really busy making partnered backgrounds. I love doing that. I love doing all of those Photoshop work, because that's when I received my first partnership back in October of 2012, and that is when we still had, you know, partnered banners. And I love those. I mean, the backgrounds back then were just so much cooler. You could do so much with those things. And right now it's pretty much just a Facebook copy, although it's a little bit wider than it is on Facebook, or no, a little bit higher actually, and not really wider in any way, shape or form, unless you watch this on a iPad or a tablet, if I'm not mistaken, because those sizes are different as well. For some strange reason, I don't know why, don't ask me about it, but that is what I would do a lot. Just about a year ago, I would do a lot in terms of like Photoshop work. I would edit a whole lot. Right now I just produce content, I mean just mainly commentaries. But about 2 years or so ago, I was already on YouTube. Most of you don't even know that, but I was a pretty active editor back then. I used to edit other people, their montages. Used to love that. Basically just got bored of that after a little while, because at some point my OCD is kind of like struck in. I don't really have OCD or anything like that, but at that point I put something into my brain that made me want to do everything perfectly. So at one point I was working on like a mini targe for prods, and I made that one in a single night. But instead of working on that thing for 4 hours and then going to bed, I literally worked on that mini targe throughout the night. I spent like 10 hours on that straight, just editing, syncing everything up, adding flashes, you know, slow-mos, and everything like that. I mean, the final product is still something that I'm very proud of. You should look that up. It's an edit that I made for Darth Prod. You should be able to find his channel. He still produces content on the regular, and it's the mini times that I made before him, right before Modern Warfare 3 was released. So that's pretty much how long that has been. But I've been rambling on for far too long. I just noticed that. I mean, it's like I'm playing Minecraft, only I'm not playing Minecraft. I can only hear my own voice. So I don't know what I really talked about. I rambled on about a lot of things. So I hope you've enjoyed. This was a little bit of an insight into what goes on in my brain. I could literally talk about things for ages and ages. I mean, let's face it, I really didn't talk a whole lot about YouTube. What I did in 2013. I really didn't. I basically just worked the entire year, made videos, grew on YouTube, appreciated all the support you guys gave me, died a little inside when Ghost came out, and I basically just climbing back up there. I mean, I'm once again gaining support, I'm once again gaining views and subscribers, so it's all good. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you've shown me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, if you even so much watched it up until this point. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.